Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has passed another test today. Bitcoin dipped into this support region that we already talked about a few days ago, and we've seen a reaction. So that's interesting. So we're going to take a look at the relevant pivots, the relevant microstructure, support and resistance, and if we possibly have first indications that the third wave to the upside here has started. Quickly here in the beginning, what are the potentials? So we have the yellow count that I'm currently giving the benefit of the doubt. It's not the clearest pattern, but it's very painful to watch actually at the moment, price action. But yeah, we're tracking an ABC structure in the yellow scenario in wave 4. That means the wave 4 pullback could have completed indeed here on the 19th of April after a third wave topped here around the 14th of March. So it's a 3-wave move down. We were able to track 5 waves up. That's the first level of confirmation that here wave 4 finished. Okay, wave 1 possibly to the upside in 5 waves. And then we said already a few days ago that we'd like to see the price get into this support region, which would be the wave 2. And if the price can stabilize there, that will increase probabilities that a low is indeed in place. So if you remember, by the way, make sure that you follow us here on Twitter, X Network. On the 22nd of April already, we had this wave count on the chart, and it was all about communication that Bitcoin may have completed 5 waves here to the upside. And I think it got another slightly higher high, but the price was, after these initial 5 waves to the upside, was supposed to go into this support region, provide a test, and then ideally to rally. Okay, so the idea was Bitcoin may have completed 5 waves in yellow wave 1. The real challenge will arise with the formation of yellow wave 2, which we've seen yesterday most likely, which might have started. This could involve a test of the micro support zone. Until the price undergoes this test, sustains, and then moves higher, I cannot confidently state that the correction has ended. So we see more and more evidence that this correction indeed has finished. 1-2 setup, that's typically what we want to see. The problem is Elliott Wave is obviously quite complex. And while this setup worked out nicely, I'm constantly looking at the smallest details in the wave structure. And I can tell you there is still potential for a bearish outcome here. So we cannot get too excited yet, but I will tell you now when we zoom in what I need to see next to increase probabilities further that a low has formed. So I already talked about the yellow count. Just to highlight again, we also have the white count still on the chart, not invalidated. And in the white scenario, this is a WXY structure. And in this scenario, this is an ABC in wave Y. And we could have started the C wave down. So that still keeps the door open for lower. And if we go to the 30-minute chart, I tell you what we now need to see next. So it's all about dynamic probabilities, right? So we've seen the 5-wave move up that I just showed you on X. Then we've seen the 3-wave pullback into support. It did basically dip into the middle of the support region and react. Great. So as a setup, that worked well, a so-called 1-2 setup. But now we've already moved from support into resistance. I communicated this resistance area earlier today because we always need to think about risk management. So what could go wrong? I mean, it's all about moving from support into resistance, back into support, into resistance. Those are the pivots that can be used for trading. So really good reaction to many of these parameters. The thing is now that in the white count, a V wave could have topped here on the 22nd of April. This could be interpreted as a wave 1 to the downside as well, this decline. Shared that with you earlier today. You can, just looking at it, you could also consider that as a 5-wave move down instead of just 3 waves. I consider this as 3 down, A, B as a triangle, C down, but I cannot rule out that there is a slightly different count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like the look of it as an ABC structure, okay? But you can interpret it as 5. Therefore, I added here for you, I have to give you the next resistance area, which needs to be overcome next. So from a bearish point of view, this rally could now be wave A, B wave pullback still outstanding, then a C wave rally. And if this is really a wave 2, we shouldn't really see a break above 66,400. Then from there, we could start the third wave down. Okay, so that's, if it starts, it should start from here, that third wave down. Obviously, we go from level to level, right? I mean, even if we break above resistance, while this would invalidate the immediate 1-2 to the downside, we could still be in an extended B. But that's the next thing we need to work on, okay? So there's plenty of work still to do, unfortunately. But this is looking okay at the moment. From a bullish point of view, instead of an A-B here, this would be a 1-2. So the next pullback, if the next pullback is corrective, it could offer the next smaller degree setup, but there is currently no pullback. I will communicate that if I see it on the smaller time frame. So there could be another small 1-2 setup. Why? Because, and that's additional evidence that we may have bottomed, the rally from today's low, from where we wanted it to start, was actually a 5-wave move. Okay, so now I think we can clearly see that this here is a possible 5-wave move, which is good. Okay, now that could still, because we're still below resistance, that could still be an A wave of a wave 2. But it's actually, because we've already reached the 50% fib level. No, I would assume that we get rejected here. I would assume we get rejected, because if we push higher than this in 5 waves, then it would more clearly give us a bullish outlook here. So it's a 5-wave move, right? So it could be wave A in 5 waves. An A wave would typically get rejected exactly at the 50% fib level. Doesn't have to though, but if we go higher, it would more clearly shift probabilities towards the yellow count, in which we could have bottomed already, and the market would clarify its intentions, which it doesn't always do. So hopefully that's clear. I mean, because we have seen 5 waves up, it suggests that a bit higher would be ideal. It would suggest that the next pullback could be corrective. If it is, another micro support area could be added, and then we'll see if the next move is a C wave or a third wave. Third wave could go a bit higher, and if we then can hold another 4-5 pattern, that would provide open the door for the next confirmation that we've bottomed. Okay, so that's sort of how we move from level to level. Hopefully that's clear. I mean, parameters should be crystal clear. They are on the chart there. Colored boxes should be clear what provides resistance. Should be clear which level provides support. By the way, to keep up the idea that we could have bottomed, yeah, that low from today that was formed today really needs to hold. I mean, here at 62,800, any break below that, yeah, I mean, then I think we are in the third wave to the downside. Okay, obviously we're looking here at really the smallest time frame patterns. For now, all parameters are being respected, so I think it's all okay. Obviously a bit frustrating what's going on because it takes so long, and still not clearly impulsive price action to the upside, but we're getting there. Back above 65k, looking good, and maybe we're not getting rejected there. But that would be rather in line with the yellow scenario there, wouldn't it? So we'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.